Martin Keown has had a go at Martin Tyler and Gary Neville and on Sky. He's gone as far as to say, Sky, can you please not have Martin Tyler on Arsenal commentary anymore? It's quite bold, what he said. I've got it here. Here's the headline on TalkSport. He's on TalkSport with Simon Jordan and Jim White when he said what he said. Here's the headline. Martin Tyler and Gary Neville slammed for being anti-Arsenal by Invincibles legend Martin Keown. I must stress he is an Invincibles legend. I'm not going to agree with everything Martin Keown said here, but Martin Keown, thank you for everything you've done for our club. But yes, he did go in, and I don't agree with all of it. But what it got me thinking was, what do we want from commentary and punditry? Because this has actually been a running theme for a lot of the season. For a lot of the season, it's been a discussion. Punditry is and commentary is becoming more analysed than ever before. I wonder why. I wonder if it's the rise of new media platforms like, watch-alongs. You've got DR Sports, you've got SDS, you've got all the independent content creators who are fantastic, do their own watch-alongs, and there's so much more commentary and opinion on football. I wonder if maybe it's I don't know, meaning that there's more criticism for other broadcasters. But let's go into what Martin Keown had to say. We've got it here. So, Martin Keown said, how biased is the Sky Sports commentary team? It's frightening. Martin Tyler is a great professional, but he cannot hide that it hurts him that Arsenal might win a game of football. Martin Keown, I'm really sorry. It's a bit of a contradiction, though. You can't really say that he's a great professional, but then say that he can't hide that it hurts him. But anyway, he then says, honestly, we know Gary Neville has a problem. He was almost apologising. Then he goes and gives an example. He says, it's a poke in the eye to the commentator. I should be more respectful. Martin Tyler is a great commentator, but please, Sky, don't put him on the Arsenal games anymore. It's a really hard listen. And then we go on. Jim White says, so you think he's anti-Arsenal? Keown says, yes, I do. Let's get it out there. That's quite cutting, isn't it, from Martin Keown? And the person you can see on my screen there, Gary Neville, as well, has been going back and forth with Arsenal fans. I think Arsenal fans liked what Martin Keown said because a lot of people didn't like the coverage of the Arsenal-Brighton game. I'll be honest, I wasn't a massive fan of it myself, but obviously I haven't gone to listen to it back. Why would I? Hard to detach whether maybe me struggling to enjoy Arsenal's performance on the day played a part, but really did get me thinking what we want from commentators and pundits, because it's becoming a little bit of a bit of a conversation, actually becoming a little bit of a joke as well in the football media community, I guess. You've got a TikToker whose name I can't remember, I'm so sorry, but he does a running joke where he takes goals that are scored with Martin Tyler commentary, but Martin Tyler isn't getting overexcited, and he's there to play the pretending to be depressed and not happy that a goal's gone in, with Martin Tyler commentary by doing the wording, doing the lip syncing and wording over. You get my point. You get what I'm trying to say. And it's interesting that it's really been picked up that Martin Tyler doesn't get as animated about commentary. Now, before I give you my preference on what I want to see, I do want to stress that when I did my year learning journalism, there was talk about commentary and how commentary is evolving, and I will say that it was a topic of conversation that, not everybody wanted commentary to be super loud and excitable and over the top, and there were people who wanted commentators to just be commentators. Tell me what is happening. And so for Martin Tyler's style, there are people who really enjoy that, but there might also be people behind the scenes telling him to be more like that, because that is something that was coming up in the industry. So I think it's worth noting that, Martin Tyler, as brilliant as he is, and he's been doing it for a long time, he's there to do a job, and there will be people who are requiring him to do a certain job as well. So I think it's important that we just experience that side of things. For me, what I want to see personally when it comes to commentary, I think one of the best things about being a football fan is the elation. Goals are very rare. Goals are rare moments, and so when they come, you want to absolutely lose your mind in them. Now, that's just me personally, but I do. I want to lose my mind. I want to get into the euphoria of a goal. That ball, the back of the net ripples, and you see the crowd lift and go crazy. And I think a commentator who is at the game where you can't be at the game, I think it's their job to lift everyone who is watching with them, to raise their voice with the voices of the fans and try and give you at home the atmosphere that is somewhat transmitted from the ground there. Do you get what I'm trying to say? You know, I think they've got an ability to add an atmosphere. That's why you can hear the crowd as well, and you hear the commentary on top of it. I think it all adds to the occasion, and I would always want my commentators to go crazy. Now, Martin Tyler has had those moments. He's had those moments where, you know, I remember Ozil scoring when we were 2-0 down at home to Liverpool. We then score 3 quick goals, and it's Christmas time, and he's singing, you know, something. He's screaming something like "Lift off at the Emirates," Arsenal walking in a winter wonderland, and it's great commentary. It's really brilliant. You couple that with the Aguero moment. I mean, who will ever forget? That's become iconic now. And Martin Tyler's a big part of all those. But you don't get that so much from him now. I personally would like to see more of that. It's the kind of commentary I enjoy. But yeah, we don't get it as much. But that's just a preference thing. And I want to stress that that's a preference thing. Whether I think he's biased, as Martin Keown saying, no, I'll be honest, I don't think he's biased. Martin Tyler. I think his style has changed, and I think that's his style for most clubs and most commentary he does. So I don't listen to him on commentary. I think, oh, he's got something against Arsenal here. Gary Neville as well. That's been pointed at him from Martin Keown. Gary Neville is one of the reasons. Him and Jamie Carragher, one of the reasons I got into making the kind of content I do. It's why I look up the kind of stats I do. It's why I try and watch football in a certain way. Monday Night Football is my favourite sort of on TV football program. I think it's superb, and I think those two at their best are unmatched in terms of football analysis. That's Gary Neville and Jamie Carragher. But I haven't liked Gary Neville's analysis of Arsenal this year. I just disagree with it. I don't think there's anything malicious or horrible about it personally. I just haven't agreed with a lot of it. That's all. But that's fine. Football's about opinions, and the beauty of these platforms like YouTube that I'm speaking to you all on now, the platforms that exist like TikTok and wherever, is that everyone can give opinions, everyone can have opinions, and they can answer back to Gary Neville. I will say that I think the Gary Neville versus Arsenal fans thing it's gone too far for me. I think it's actually getting quite ugly, and I'd want both parties to put that to rest, because it's just going over the top now, and I've lost track of it all, quite frankly. But there are a lot of Arsenal fans that, because of the back and forth with Gary Neville online, are really appreciating that Martin Keown came out and said what he said. And maybe he feels there's a bias in Gary Neville's commentary, and maybe there is. He's a former Manchester United legend. Maybe there is a little bit. He saw Arsenal performing superbly, well over halfway, or at least halfway into the season, and he predicted Man United to finish above them. Maybe there's a hint of bias behind that, but it's just an opinion. It's just an opinion. And look, you're going to get opinions on all these platforms, and yeah. Some you'll like, some you won't like. And you've got places like CBS Sports that are doing punditry in a very different way, in a much more, you kind of got Thierry Henry, Kate Abdo, Jamie Carragher and Michael Richards, who are just having a brilliant time. They're having a really, really good time, during their coverage. And I like to see that too, because their insight is fantastic as well. So I think there's a lot of great sports commentary and punditry out there. Not everything is for me, not everything is going to be for everyone, but on whether I think Martin Keown's right that Martin Tyler is biased, I don't personally agree, but I know there will be a lot of people that are happy that Martin Keown spoke up for Arsenal fans and spoke up for Arsenal in this particular discussion. So I'd love to know your thoughts. Let me know in the comment section below. And yeah, I don't really have much more to add. You see my video, you see my thoughts, let me know what you think. But please do hit the like button. I really, really appreciate when you do. It helps the algorithm, helps more people see these videos, and when you subscribe, it does as well. So yeah, please hit that subscribe button if you've come across this video. I would really, really appreciate it. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Anything else you want me to talk about, let me know in the comments, and I will cover it. It's good to be back making videos. A lot of clips have gone out of the channel, but I'm back now making videos, and it's great to be doing it. So many thanks for watching this one if you have. See you very soon.